For a lot of you watching, I am Mr. Positive, Mr. Nothing Gets Me Down kind of guy, but you are watching this video from a guy who is pissed off, angry, frustrated, really goddamn upset and disappointed. It's been a really testing year in many ways, and the way that the year has ended, or this week has gone, has just really like topped it off. And what I want this video to be about is just to explain the journey that I've had with this Crockford app, and how I feel really unfortunate with the way things have gone. I'm sure everybody knows and everybody says how difficult these things are, and I am just a young entrepreneur making this up as I go along. Like, nobody's telling me what to do, I'm just doing it and enjoying it and loving it, but it's a real challenging process. And what's most frustrating for me is that I've been talking about the Crockford app for so long, and for people that don't care, then it's all right, but I really feel like I'm letting down so many people that have heard me speak about it for so long and are excited to use it or have a Crockford plan already and know that they're going to progress to the Crockford app at some stage. And I've gone on about it for so long that I really feel like I'm letting them down, and I literally could not have done anything different to get this out any sooner. And I have literally just done all I physically can. So let me tell you the story of the past year. So in January 2018, we started development. I got a personal recommendation from a friend in London for this development company in Sri Lanka. They're awesome, they're fantastic. They had a great way of understanding exactly what I wanted. We started development in January, and then from January to April, we started the major development process. So they were working hard to develop what I was looking for. I was working really hard on creating the content, because all the exercises need a video and a voiceover, and also giving all the content they need for the programs and everything. So it was a very busy period. And then that got us to April, and the first version was complete. The app was ready. The app was ready to go. But this version of the app had a lot of limitations and a lot of changes that I wanted, and it wasn't quite understood with various advanced type of trainings that I wanted. Simple things like supersets, and how I wanted the app to run, and how I wanted the journey for people to, whilst they're training, whilst they're in the gym or doing a home workout, how the process of the workout should go. So I had a big list of changes, and so in May we just got together and spoke about those changes, and also, of course, not just the changes, but some more money. Obviously, this is, by the way, the biggest investment I've ever put down, like of my own money, my own business money. And then we got to May to August, was time to develop those changes. It took a while because there was quite a lot of changes that needed to be done, lots of rejigging around with the app and making it a bit more unlimited rather than giving it limitations. And then we went into August and September, because August we were ready to launch this second version of the app. This was a stressful time. In August through to September, for a whole month, we were submitting the app to the app stores. In Android, of course, it gets accepted straight away, but with Apple there was rejection continuously. And the problem was this thing called in-app purchase. Basically, I'd created this app where it's a free app, and you purchase the programs on my website, which you currently do. And when you've purchased that program on the website, you gain access to that plan inside the app for free, because you've already bought it. Apple, not like. Where's my 30%? So we did various workarounds, because there's apps out there that don't have an in-app purchase, like streaming things like Amazon and Netflix, all these kind of apps. So we were trying various workarounds and changes and changing links and things like that. It inevitably came to the end. Actually, I had a phone call with the reviewer in California, who just put it simply, straightly, that this has to have an in-app purchase, basically giving people an option to purchase the program in the app as well as on my website, of course, which I thought, okay, fine, let's just do it. That's fine. And If people purchase the program inside the app, then 30% goes to Apple. That's business, and that's what lots of other online plans are doing on subscription or one-off purchases in the App Store. So fine. So then we move into September and December, or September to December is developing that API and an IAP. Which the IAP is an in-app purchase. The API is the intelligent communication between the back end of my website and the back end of the app. All this clever stuff, all this tech stuff that I obviously didn't know. I needed to hire a website guy as well as my app team developing, so all the clever tech stuff between my website and the app could talk to each other. So when somebody registers and subscribes on the website versus the app, it all talks and knows what's going on. This took a long time, all the way to December, which is where we are now, until December, ready for submission. For like, don't know, the third time? Yeah, for the third time we are ready to submit the app. Bear in mind that we haven't launched the app to anyone yet. So in this process, everything took so much longer the last few months than I expected. I haven't had much to do apart from oversee and change a few things here and there, and the guys that work with me have been working really hard. I don't think they could have done it any faster either. Just been incredibly unlucky. And then I was, in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, I've already delayed this so much, but if it comes to a December/January launch, then things will work out okay. Fitness is massive. Everybody's looking for their 2019 ways to get fitter and healthier. All my Crockfitters on my plans will know that in 2019 they can start working inside the app if they got the Gym Fit 1 plan. And then I was notified that Apple go on holiday on the 23rd of December, which is today that I'm filming this, and don't come back until the 27th of December. So in my mind, I was so desperate for the past week to 2 weeks, so desperate to get this app approved on the App Store, so then I can schedule a between Christmas and New Year launch, or a New Year launch with a small marketing campaign of my own to build it up even more than it is, so then it can create more of a hype for people to download it all on the same day or the same couple of days. Days and days went past. This has been a really stressful time for me because I haven't been sleeping hardly at all, because we've got my developers in Sri Lanka, we've got Apple in California, and all the time differences. I'm trying to like squeeze together like moments of time where they're all awake or working at the same time, which doesn't really exist with the time differences. And it takes like a 24-hour loop of them communicating with each other, and Apple taking so long to respond. And every time that they've responded, they've just responded with one thing that they needed or requested, instead of everything that they need, because when they request for one, I and the developers work together to sort out that request for them, in which takes another 24 hours for them to say, okay, actually, yeah, great. And actually, they've been really stupid. I'm actually a little bit pissed off with Apple because they haven't done very well at reviewing the app to see what it's all about, looking deeper, because the first time they actually said the same rules as before, that it didn't have an in-app purchase, when it did. They just needed to look further. So that wasted a whole 24 hours, and I'm losing days before 23rd of December here, and I've been checking my emails like 2 million times a day, and causing me so much stress, just staying up late at night until like 6 p.m. in California time, which is 2 or 3 a.m. UK time. So I'm not sleeping, and just didn't hear back on the last day. And I just had this heart-dropping moment. And you're probably thinking, yeah, no big deal, 27th isn't that far away, but it just means like I would have had this moment, I would have had Christmas knowing, and I would have been preparing and building this hype around the Crockford app, knowing that I could give it an actual launch date. And so many people watching my social media and my Instagram waiting to download the app. I get emails and tweets every single day saying, hey, I've been looking in the App Store, I can't find your app. I'm like, I know, I haven't said it's launched yet, god damn it. So it's really, really painful every day for me to do this, because I can't give a launch date, because what if the app doesn't get accepted and approved and I give a launch date? So I have to wait for it to be finally approved, and then I give a launch date. So now we're looking like the 28th or 29th, like that's the best case scenario, that they approve it, and then I have to say January 1st, 2nd or 3rd to actually launch it. So it is a tough, long process. As you can see here, I said, what next? I don't know, but I'm just sharing this journey, and if it gets 0 views, then I don't mind, because this journey is for me. I'm gonna look back at this next year, in 2 years, and think, man, 2018 was good for some reasons, but fucking hard for a lot of other reasons. And I know it's not every day that people are developing apps, and I'm very fortunate and grateful for the amazing things that I'm doing, but it's not easy at all. So if you are waiting for the app and you are waiting to download it, then please, thank you for your patience, but please keep being patient, because it's coming. Don't start looking for other apps. It will be there very, very soon. But man, I am so lucky to have these guys. That's Baxter, Pickle's in the other room. Whenever you're feeling low or down, just cuddle your pets. If you've got pets, it massively, massively helps. And I have felt really quite low and down, and I don't want to feel like this over Christmas. But what I find with feeling down and being so positive is it's a manual thing, it's a conscious thing. And sometimes when you're feeling down, you kind of want to feel down. You kind of want to feel like you want to just like wallow in self-pity for a while because you're going through the shit. So that's how I feel right now. But I know that tonight or tomorrow I just gotta say, hey, pick yourself up, and I can do that. I can turn things around mentally quickly and take a manual change, and I will, and I know it's all gonna be okay in the long run. And then have a nice Christmas, ready to launch this app one bloody day. Thanks for listening. Bye bye.